up, Taters, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over the new YOUNGLA for HER pieces that are going to be dropping this Tuesday, October 21st at 12 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. CST, and 3 p.m. EST. So as always, have your calendars marked, have your alarms set. I will, of course, be sharing a countdown over on my Instagram stories the day of launch, just in case you guys need a little extra reminder. You can turn on the notifications for that, and it will remind you when the drop goes live like that very second. And as always, before we get all the way into this try-on haul, let's go ahead and go over my height, weight, and measurements. I am 5'8", I'm about 140 pounds. My measurements are 34, 26, 40. That is a bust waist hip ratio. And I, of course, will be sharing every single size I choose to get in every single item. All right, and the first item that we're gonna go over are these new Sculpt Seamless Plunge bras. There are gonna be two different style sports bras that are gonna be dropping in this collection, so I will be going over both of them. But this one is going to be the plunge bra. On these plunge bras, we are going to get a little bit of a deeper V-neck, and these are going to be just a little bit more of a long line sports bra than the other sports bra that we're gonna get. We are, of course, going to get removable cut pads in these. You can either choose to leave those in or take those out, whatever you please. We are gonna get this gorgeous metal detailing on the sports bras to match all of the leggings and shorts that are dropping in this collection. I mean, this is what the back of the plunge bra is going to look like. It is going to kind of be a lot like a T-back. However, it does have two separate straps here that are adjustable, so you can tighten and loosen as you need. And then as you guys can see, the detailing all around this sports bra, this is going to be a thicker ribbed band around the bottom. And that same stitching is going to come all the way around the front and kind of contour your curve. Now, these sports bras are going to come in 5 different colorways. All of the sports bras, shorts, and leggings are going to come in the same 5 colorways, so you can mix and match and get whatever pieces you want. Now, the colorway that I have on here is the olive colorway, but we are also going to get these in a black, brown, charcoal, and burgundy colorway. And then as far as sizing goes, I'm typically in between a small and a medium in sports bras. For me, I usually go more towards the medium side just because I do have a wider rib cage and bigger lats. So in this bra in specific, I did choose to get a size medium because it is a little bit more of a long line sports bra. For me, I like my long line sports bras to be just a little bit less compressive. It sits just a little bit lower on my diaphragm. If it's too tight, it almost makes me like bloated and feel uncomfortable. So for me, I personally chose to get a size medium for the long line portion to not be so snug. And I absolutely love the way that the medium fits all the way around. It's nice and comfortable. It looks super cute. Now I will go ahead and say, but this one is meant to show off the girls a little bit more. Someone who doesn't have any girls, I will say it does give you just like a little bit more of a feminine look. However, if you do have girls, these are going to make you look absolutely voluptuous. All right, and next up we have the new Sculpt Seamless shorts, which I do have on here in the olive colorway. Again, these are gonna come in the same 5 colorways that I went over with the sports bra. And I do also have the burgundy and the brown colorway on hand, so we will be going over the squat test, cellulite coverage, all that jazz on all 3 colorways. First things first, let's go over all of the details on the shorts without them being on body. So again, we are going to get that same kind of contour ribbed material on the waistband. This is going to be thicker than the material of the short, so it is going to provide a good amount of coverage in your midsection. We are going to get that same little metal emblem on these to match all of these sports bras. And then on the back of these, we are going to get that same ribbed material on the waistband. And then that same ribbed material is going to go all the way around the glutes to kind of help accentuate and pop the glutes. We are also going to get just a little bitty butt scrunch in these. Now, as you guys can see, I did go ahead and pull these down to what they are fully going to look like without them being scrunched up. I do personally choose to kind of scrunch mine up for a little bit of a shorter look. I like purposely putting the band right underneath my glute. This is what the natural length of the shorts is going to look like. Now, as you guys know, I do typically get my rippling on my thigh about like right here and rippling on my glutes. However, these are a really, really nice compressive athletic material. So I'm not seeing any cellulite show through on this olive colorway. I'm going in for a squat test on these. Now, I'm not seeing anything show through. And as always, I am wearing nude underwear underneath these. I always wear nude underwear under any athletic wear, or I guess just like all the time really, to make sure that nothing really shows through. However, since these are such a thick material, I think all of them are going to be squat proof, but we're still going to test all the rest of them. And then before we move on to the other colorways, I did want to go ahead and note these are just a little bit of a low rise short. So these are not as high rise as we've had in the past. These do sit just like a little bit below my belly button, and that's with me like kind of pulling them up. They can sit just a little bit lower. So if you're not a huge fan of the high-rise leggings, then these are going to be perfect for you. All right, and now going over the burgundy colorway. Again, I did choose to pull one side all the way down to its normal length, and then I did choose to leave the other side scrunched where I typically like to scrunch it up to. As you guys can see, here's the detailing for the contour around the glutes. I love this. And then again, you guys know I typically have cellulite right here on my hip and on my glute. However, I am not seeing it show through on these because they are a super thick athletic material. All right, and going in for a squat test on these. I'm not seeing anything show through, so I would say that these do pass the squat and cellulite test. All right, and here is the brown colorway on. And again, I did choose to pull one side down to its normal length and leave the other side scrunched to where I personally like it. As you guys can see, I don't have any cellulite showing through on my hip here or on my glute. So I would say that these do provide a really good amount of cellulite coverage. And then going in for a squat test in the brown colorway, I'm not seeing anything show through, so I would say that these do pass the squat test. All right, and then as far as sizing goes in these shorts, I'm typically in between a small and a medium, and I did choose to go ahead and get these in a size medium. I think because they are a little bit more of a low rise short, I would personally go for the bigger size if you are in between sizes. Otherwise, you can stay true to size on these. I would just get the bigger size if you want to be able to hike them up just a little bit more if you're not the biggest fan of low rise shorts. Personally, for me, the medium fits great, has a great amount of compression, but it does also allow me to have a little extra fabric to pull up a little bit higher, so it's not quite as low rise. Now in these shorts, we will also be getting them in a black and a charcoal colorway. I did happen to grab the leggings that are going to be dropping in the charcoal colorway, so we are going to put that colorway through both the squat and cellulite test too. But so far with all the other colors, it seems like every colorway is going to be both squat proof and provide a good amount of cellulite coverage just due to the material makeup of these. All right, and next up we have the second design of the sports bra that we're going to be getting in this collection. This one is called the Sculpt Seamless Twist Bra, and then like all the other athletic wear in this drop, they are going to come in the same 5 colorways. I do want to go ahead and show you guys up close the color differences between the burgundy and the brown because I know that they can look a little similar online. So this is what the brown colorway is going to look like, and this is what the burgundy colorway is going to look like. As you guys can see, they're just kind of like almost a shade off. So that way you know how the colorways look in comparison to each other. These two in particular do look kind of similar. Really quickly before I try on all of these sports bras, I did also happen to grab the black colorway of these, so I do have 3 out of the 5 colorways. I have the black, the burgundy, and the brown, which you guys just saw. So yeah, let me go ahead and throw these on for you. All right, now here is the new Sculpt Seamless Twist Bra on. As you guys can see, it has a little bit less of a V. It still has like a little V-neck cut, but it's not as deep as the plunge bra. Now, as far as coverage goes, these are gonna fit just like your regular sports bra, so these are not going to be long line like the other ones were. We are gonna get that same metal detailing to match all across the athletic wear. And this is where the twist bra gets its name. There is going to be a little twisty action in the back here. You are, of course, going to get adjustable straps on these. And as always, you are going to get removable cut pads, so you can either choose to leave those in or take those out. Now, in the brown colorway, which I have on here, and the black colorway, I did choose to get them in a size small. In the burgundy colorway, I did choose to get in a size medium because I am in between sizes and didn't know how they were going to fit. So this is how a size small fits on me. I honestly prefer the way that the size small fits. As far as like rib compression goes, these are really, really nice and stretchy. They are that same kind of like athletic-y material as the shorts, leggings, and other sports bra are. However, since they aren't long line, I don't feel like it puts as much compression on your ribs, so I personally prefer a smaller size in these. The main difference that I see between the small and the medium in these is the cup size coverage, and personally for me, I really don't need that much coverage. And then before I throw on these other 2 colorways, I did want to show you guys sizing difference between the medium and the small. Small is in the front and medium is in the back. As you guys can see, there's not a whole lot of sizing difference just because these are super, super stretchy. However, in the front, you guys can see that there is a bit more like cup coverage. So if you guys need more coverage for the girls, definitely go for your true size. If you are on the smaller chested side, go ahead and go for the smaller size. All right, and again, here is a size small, but this is in the black colorway. So this is what the black colorway of the new twist sports bra is going to look like. Again, you get the same adjustable straps, you get the same twist detail in the back, and then you do get the same details all the way around. All right, and then here is what the burgundy colorway in a size medium looks like on me. As you guys can see, I do have just a little bit more like cup coverage. I feel like a little bit more covered in the front. I do also feel like the cup pads are not meant for my cup size, so they are just a little bit more noticeable in this one. But we do still get the same twist back detailing as well as the adjustable straps, removable cup pads, and little metal decal. All right, and next up we have the new Sculpt Seamless Leggings. So these are going to be very similar to the shorts that we just went over. However, these are going to be a full length legging. And then as far as detailing goes on these leggings, we are going to get that same kind of like ribbed material on the waistband, the same contouring that goes around the glutes. We are just going to get a slight butt scrunch. And then of course, like I said earlier, these are going to be a full length legging. Now these ones here are in the charcoal colorway, but these are going to come in the same 5 colorways that I mentioned everything else is going to come in. And then really quickly, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys that the leggings are actually going to be just a little bit more of a low rise. As you guys can see, the waistband on the shorts is just a little bit higher than the leggings themselves. So the leggings are fitting me just a little bit more low rise than the shorts. Now in these leggings, I did choose to stay true to size and get a size medium. Now if you are in between sizes and you want them to be a little bit more high rise or to have a little bit more fabric to make them high rise, I would suggest going with the bigger size on these. these. However, if you're not really in between sizes, go ahead and stay true to size on these. All right, and going over cellulite coverage on these, y'all know I typically have ribbling here on my thighs. However, I'm not really seeing it show through here. And then I do typically have some ribbling on my glutes. And again, I am not seeing any ribbling show through. Since these are that same kind of like thick athletic material, these are going to be a little bit compressive and provide a pretty good amount of cellulite coverage. And then going in for a squat test on these, I'm not seeing anything show through. These are going to pass the squat test. All right, and next up we have the new mineral sets. These are going to come in both a hoodie and jogger set. First, let's go over the hoodies. So on all of these hoodies, we are going to get a stitched in YOUNGLA Los Angeles detail in the front. We are going to get these cute little drawstrings. You are going to get your typical hoodie pocket, as well as your typical hood in the back. And then the inside material of these hoodies is going to be a terry material, so you do not have to worry about getting fuzzies on you. I did go ahead and wear this to the gym, did a full back day in it, and I did not get a single brown fuzzy on me at all. Now we are going to get these hoodies in 5 different colorways, the same 5 colorways that the joggers are going to come in. So we are going to get this brown colorway that I have on here. And then we are also going to get a black, brick red, purple, and taupe colorway in these as well. And then as far as sizing goes, I do like a hoodie to be nice and oversized. So this is a size large on me. This is how a size large fits. I love how it's like oversized, but I have realized that if I get too big of a size, it just like swallows me to a point where it doesn't look cute as like a full sweat set. So I choose to get a size large. You of course can stay true to size on these unless you want them oversized. Go ahead and size up, otherwise stay true to size. And then as far as the mineral joggers go, we are going to get the same 5 colorways in these. These again are the brown colorway. And then as far as detailing goes, we are going to get this stitched in little YLA on the left side pocket. We are going to get 2 pockets on these. You are going to get that kind of like nice little double stitching that kind of goes around the pocket. And then these are of course going to come with a drawstring, so you can choose to tie them up if you need to. And then the inside material on these again is going to be a terry material to remind me a lot of the Rebel sweats that they've released in the past. All right, and in these joggers, I did choose to get them in a size medium. Now I am 5'8". These do run just a little bit long when I don't have shoes on. However, when I do pair these with shoes, they fit perfectly. But for my shorter girls, don't be afraid to roll the waistband once. As you guys can see, it did bring the sweats up about 2 inches. So if you're on the shorter side, don't be afraid to roll the waistband. They look just as cute rolled, but they are going to help with the length for you guys. All right, and next up we have the new streak set. So these sets are going to come with a tank that's going to kind of match the joggers. All right, and going over these streak tank tops first, these are going to be a nice ribbed material tank top, and I love how they kind of like swoop into your shoulders just a little bit more. They make your shoulders look absolutely jacked. And then we are going to get this cute little stitched YLA star on the front. And then the back is also going to kind of cut in. I do have on one of the Twist Sports bras from earlier, so you can't see the straps on these. However, if you were to wear like a razorback underneath, you wouldn't be able to see any straps. And then as far as sizing goes, I do like my tanks and like baby tees, things like that, to be a little bit more snug. So I did go ahead and snag this one in a size extra small. So this is how a size extra small fits on me. I absolutely love it. I would suggest sizing down if you want these to fit you just a little bit more snug. Now with these tank tops, we are going to get them in 6 different colorways. I do have on the black colorway here, but we are also going to get these in a brown, dark gray, deep taupe, gray, and white colorway. All right, and moving on to the new streak joggers that are meant to be paired with the new tanks. You can of course mix and match however you want. You don't have to pair these with the tanks. These joggers are going to come with a little stitched in YOUNGLA on the left pocket side. You are going to get pockets on both sides. You are also going to get stripes all the way down on both sides. Now, I know on both of the joggers that are releasing in this collection, they're called joggers. However, they are open leg sweats at the bottom, so they do not cuff at the bottom like your typical jogger would. And then the inside material of these is going to be a really soft, fuzzy cotton material. So these are not going to be that terry material. These might risk leaving fuzzies, but they feel really, really, really good on the skin. And then we of course are going to get the cutest little star logoing on the pocket on the right butt cheek, and it says the YOUNGLA in the star to match little YLA on the tank. So cute. And in these pants, I did choose to get them in a size medium. I love the way that these fit. I do think medium is now my true size in all sweats. So I would go ahead and stay true to size on both of the joggers that are dropping in this collection. And then as far as length goes on these, I am 5'8", and this is how they fit on me. They honestly fit perfect. However, again, for my shorter girls, don't be afraid to roll the waistband once if you need to. It will bring them up about 2 inches. And then another note about these joggers, they are going to be a little bit more of like a low rise jogger. So So they are meant to wear just a little bit more low rise. They don't have quite as long a crotch as you typically would if you were going to wear them a little more high rise. I love the way that these fit. They just look so stinking cute on the body. Now in these joggers, we of course are going to get them in the black colorway, which I have on here, but we are also going to get these in a taupe, brown, and heather gray colorway as well. All right, next up we have the new Scooby-Doo tees. I am obsessed with these. So in these Scooby-Doo tees, we are going to get 3 different designs. This one here is called the Fright Mode. You are going to get this design on the front. The back is going to be plain on all 3 of the designs. Now this design in specific is going to come on a kind of like black wash colorway. So this is how the black wash looks. And I did choose to get this in a size extra large because I personally like my t-shirts to be as ginormous as possible. So I got a size extra large for an oversized fit. You can stay true to size on these and they're gonna fit you just like any other tee, but this is how a size extra large fits on me. And then as far as like material makeup on these, are really thin, nice, like soft and like flowy material. I absolutely love these. These remind me a lot of the ones that they released during like the summer sale. It had like a YOUNGLA on the front. It was on a white shirt, had like red lettering, little hearts, also had like a gray one. That style material is the same kind of material that these Scooby-Doo tees are going to be. I love these. They're so lightweight, so comfy. I could literally sleep in these. Like these could be a sleeping shirt for me. All right, and then the second design that I chose to get in these tees is called the Velma Vibes tee. This one, again, I chose to get in a size extra large. So this is how a size extra large fits on me. Now this one here is going to come with this design on the front. It's going to just be white print, and then it is going to come on like a charcoal gray wash colorway. So this is how this one is going to look. There is not going to be a design on the back of this one. Again, that same really, really lightweight, soft material. I am obsessed with this material. And then we are also gonna get one more design in these Scooby-Doo tees called Creepin' in Paradise. All right, and then while that is everything that I have on hand from this drop, that is not everything that is going to be dropping. They're also going to be dropping a little accessory called the Bestie. And then that is going to come in 2 different colorways. It is going to come in a black colorway as well as a red colorway. Alrighty guys, that is everything that is going to be dropping from YOUNGLA for Her on the 21st. I hope this little try on haul was helpful for you guys. As always, if you have any questions at all whatsoever, please feel free to drop them down below in the comments, message me over on my Instagram, or message me over on my Snapchat. I'm active on all those platforms and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. And as always, don't forget to use code TATER. It will save you 15% off of any YOUNGLA or YOUNGLA for Her purchase, and it does help directly support me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so, so much. Y'all mean the absolute world to me. My little Tater gang, my little Tater family. I just love you guys. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later, Taters. Guys, I love this tee so stinking much. It's so cute, but it's also like so comfy. Like I literally want to go to sleep in this right now. Like this entire fit, just go bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take a little nappy poo or something. I don't know, this is just so comfy, cozy. I'm gonna go ahead and say adios to you guys. I love you with all my heart, and I would love to sit here and chat and dance and throw parties with you. However, you guys need the 411 for this entire drop, okay? So peace, love, blessings. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you on the next one.